my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Friday video where I do the cover challenge. Every week, I ask you to look through your long boxes, find some cool books, show some cool covers, and this theme I'm actually super excited about. I really love this theme. This week's theme is redheads. I'm going to try to show some sexy redheads. I, I know it's unusual for me to show sexy women covers, very unusual, but that's the plan today. I actually had so many. I really had to I was like, oh man, I really wanted to show this one too. Oh, I want to show this one. It was hard to really narrow this list down to 10. There was a bunch of ones that didn't make the list that I really feel like should have made the list, like Ginger and Firehair. Those are characters that have red hair that are just awesome. But I think you will enjoy this list. So let's get right into it. The first book on the list is Cheryl Blossom. And I thought this was a really great one. This is like an homage to Marilyn Monroe. And it's a very sexy one. You got another redhead in the background, Archie. Yeah, this is really great Cheryl Blossom. This is Cheryl Blossom number 1. Cheryl goes to Hollywood. So it's just a really great one. You can see the two girls very upset. Cheryl's very interesting character, actually. So yeah, the next one is another really great redhead. It's MJ, Mary Jane. And this one is kind of like one of those covers that is just really brilliant. A J. Scott Campbell cover. Just a really good one. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 601. Just a great one. It's, one of those modern books that has been already homaged many times because of the fact that it's such a great cover. Number 8 on my list is Medusa. I really love this cover. I always thought this was one of the cooler ones. Actually, I'd like to get a slabbed copy of this book just because I like it so much. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 62. And it's just a really great a great redhead, and she's got more hair than anyone else. It's just like, showing her red hair to the max. When I think of redheads, I always think of Medusa. This one actually is interesting. I actually read the story for this book. It's not such a battle between Medusa and Spider-Man. They have a minor skirmish. It's more about really bringing her into the X-Men, the Spider-Man series, and bring more light to these Inhumans. So it was an interesting story. She becomes like a commercial, like a actress for commercials, but it kind of goes wrong. So yeah, so just an interesting one. So those are the raw ones. I kind of did. There's no real order to this. It's not like they're all really great. There's no real order. I just wanted to show the raw ones first, and then get into the slabs. So this is another redhead, not a character per se that anyone would particularly know, but I just thought I love this redhead cover. So you get this redheaded girl kind of with this come hither look to her, and this guy like kind of looking through the window and seeing her and like, oh, and she's like kind of like, I don't know, it's just very seductive. So this is Love and Marriage, number 16, from Superior Comics. This is a Canadian publisher. Just a really cool book. I just like this redhead cover. So this one is not necessarily a character driven, but it definitely is the one that I really like. I really like that book for some reason. Next one on the list, number 6 on the list, is X-Men 101. Whenever I think of redheads, another redhead that I always think about is Jean Grey. And especially when she goes to Phoenix form, like, that's her ultimate redheadness. It's just like, and this one where she's kind of coming out of the water, I just always love this cover. Who did this cover, actually? Dave Cockrum did the cover, and it's the origin and first appearance of the Phoenix. I just really like this one. This took me 2 years to get this book. It was one of those books that was sort of lost, lost during COVID. It was like, it was sent to CGC, and I was just like waiting and waiting for a really long time to get this one back. But yeah, I was super excited to get it. Lower grade than what I expected. I was told it was going to be a 6. It was only a 4, but oh well. So yeah, but definitely a cool book. I really like it. So that's number 6 on the list. Number 5 on the list is a character that I really do like, Red Sonja. Her name literally is Red. Like Red Sonja. She's a fiery redhead. Definitely a cool character. I really like this book in particular because you got her in the metal bra, which you really is the outfit that you really associate to Red Sonja. Before this, she would always wear the full chainmail, which is much more practical for fighting. But this is sexier, so I prefer this one. I always thought this was a brilliant cover. There's so much like Dungeons and Dragons kind of feel to it going on. Like you got this like snake thing that's been chopped up. You got her like doing the sword thing and in this sort of interesting pose. And you got this unicorn and this like, I'm not sure if he's a genie or what he is, but it's just like so much stuff going on. I think it's a really cool book. Red Sonja number 1. She-wolf with a sword. You know, that's just so cool. So yeah, so that was one I really, really liked. That's a Frank Thorne cover too. He does some really great stuff. Sorry. Yeah, Frank Thorne. Okay, this next one is another one that's just a really great redhead cover, but not necessarily a character per se. And it's Blue Beetle number 49. And this is a Jack Kamen cover. I just really like this. I really like this cover. I think it's a really cool one. You know, girl in the green dress, torn dress. Got this psychopath behind her, like going to stab her. You got the Blue Beetle rushing in to try to save her, and it's just it's a cool cover. You know, very damsel in distress like. I really like this one. So this is Blue Beetle number 49, and it's from 1947. Okay, now this one is normally behind me because I like it so much, but I had to take it down for this video. And it's Slave Girl number 1. This is another character. Slave Girl is just a really cool character. And she's another fiery redhead. Just a really great character with, you know, great good girl comic. So this is covered by Howard Larson from 1949. It's a really great cover. Really like it. I like the fact that she's like front and center, and yeah, she's got that kind of very alluring look to her. It's just awesome. Okay, that's number 3. Number 2 on my list is another fiery redhead, and it's Black Cat. This is one of the few bondage covers that she did, and but it's a great one. I like these ones where you got the person in bondage, but they're being lowered into either like a tank full of sharks, or in this case, acid. And this is an Alex Schomburg cover too, so it's a really cool one. There's just so much going on it. I just really love it. It's a lower grade, but it presents really, really well. It's like a 1.5, but it presents really nicely. I'm not sure why it's a 1.5, but you can see the back. Maybe a little bit of issues there. But just a really great cover. Just so much going on. Look at all the stuff, like little girls running with this golden gun, and got Japanese soldiers being attacked by the Marine, you know, a whole bunch of stuff going on here. It's just craziness. And you got her front and center being lowered into a vat of acid. So pretty cool cover. I thought that definitely should be on the list. Now, one of my favorite redhead covers of all time is actually this next book. I really love this book. I was super excited to get it, and I figured it's my number one. It's my actual favorite of all the ones that I just showed. It's my favorite cover. And it's very simple, actually. It's Scarlett O'Hara, number 3, I believe. Yeah, number 3. And it's just, something about it. It's sort of cutesy. Her slipper's actually falling off. She's lying on the moon. And she's just like, someday I'll be a star. You know, it's like, just something about it. Just sort of, it kind of reminds me of like the very 40s style, like, you know, actress look, you know, with the red dress and almost lingerie style dress even. I just really like this book. I always thought it was a really cool cover. I was super excited to get this one. So yeah. This one actually is a qualified grade. It's a 4.0 qualified. They actually, because I think they realized that nobody wanted to buy it because it like had the green label, they actually took pictures of before it was slabbed to show why it was qualified. And the reason why is it's missing like a small piece inside. But the piece doesn't affect story. And it doesn't even affect art. It's like a piece like in the white spot. So it's like, okay, sure, it's missing a piece. And it's like a fairly large piece. It's like about that big. But it's inside on the inside cover. Not inside cover, inside pages. It's just one piece that's missing. And it got a qualified grade. To me, that doesn't really make much sense. But hey, gets a qualified grade. I got it for cheap as a result. It's usually a really pricey book. I was pretty excited that I could get it for such a great price. I really leveraged the fact that it was a green label to try to negotiate. But I think the reasoning for why it's a green label is really dumb, because it's like the most minor of missing things. Yeah, so, but it is what it is. So even says piece out of page 4 and 5. But it makes it sound like there's art missing. There isn't. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, definitely a cool book. Cool that I got it for a great price. I was quite happy about that. And you can learn to play the piano on the back. So this is my number 1 redheaded cover. Hope you enjoyed my top 10 list. I'd like to see what other redheads or people can come up with. I can think of so many that I wish I could have put on the list. Like Starfire was another one. I was like, oh, I really want to put Starfire on the list. Batgirl, you know, Hawkgirl. You know, there's so many cool ones. Wanda. It's like, there's just not enough space in a top 10 list for all the characters that should be on the list. Like Poison Ivy was another one. I was like, I really want to put Poison Ivy on the list. But I hope you enjoyed the ones I chose. If you want to do a video and participate in this cover challenge, all you have to do is record yourself showing 10 comics with redheaded people on the cover. Doesn't have to be girls, it can be guys too. And use the hashtag Friday Comic Challenge and use the hashtag redheads. And if you want, you can also put me in the description of your video saying, you know, at Comic Collector Geek, and then I will get a notification that you put a video out. And I love seeing other people's videos. So again, thanks for watching and participating in this Friday challenge. Bye for now.